are times when we all experience feelings of stress or anxiety. In these moments,
this is basically what Navy SEALs do when they're getting ready to like go into a high impact situation.
Box breathing is a simple relaxation.
They need to get into their body and stop thinking. Otherwise, they're thinking about like, I might die. There's a good chance I will. My kids or what's happening to my kids. Instead, they just focus into the body and notice what's going on.
Can help reduce
and then they let whatever happens happens, and they continue to breathe in a measured way, and that forces them into a relaxation.
It's very easy to learn.
All right.
Imagine breathing around a box. Inhale as you visualize going up
I don't know if anybody can see that, but
the box, gradually filling your lungs with air. When you reach the top, hold your breath for 1 to 5 seconds,
shifting your focus inwards. And simply allow your day to fade into the background. The next time that you breathe in, take a deeper inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Again, breathe in, deep breath. Open your mouth and sigh it out. And just one more time, breathe. Letting your day go as you sigh it out.
All right, that was a few breaths, but just think about like a few things, and usually it's like the most simple things in your life that you want to really appreciate, because if you can appreciate the simple things, then the even better things seem even better, you know? So just think of like, I don't know, the weather outside, how awesome it was, and the sun shining, and sweet, you know, it's like there's so many amazing things, and just like what you want to do is an emotion like gratitude is in your body. And so if you just think about it in your head, it's not going to work as much as if you actually sense it. You remember the sights and the sounds and all that of the thing that you're grateful for. So if you just think about that, just pick one thing and just notice like all 5 senses if you can, and just be thankful, like intentionally, really to God. And just think about another thing now. Just notice those feelings, the other senses, what it looked like, felt like, smelt like, tasted like, whatever. And just one more. Again, just noticing the sensations of it, allowing that to affect you, and also choosing in your mind and heart to be thankful. There's a book called The Heart Method. They've done a lot of research in terms of actually measuring what happens when you're full of gratitude or full of care or love. All those are fundamentally, relationship oriented. In the Bible, it says, Jesus said there's 2 commandments. One was love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and spirit. And the other was to love your neighbor as yourself, and that everything else would get fulfilled there. And so I believe that fundamentally, and I think there's a lot of science to this, that when we're doing what we should be doing, if you're talking about the one thing, what's most important, everything becomes a lot easier. You have a different capacity. And some of the interesting things that happen apparently is that your heart almost can kind of fill up when you have the emotions that are, and it starts to resonate or radiate differently. We talked about resonance before. Some people, they claim, anyways, HeartMath claims that they can actually measure an electrical field that expands significantly. And the other thing is that when we're talking about integrating everything, there's a number of things you can do with your body and thinking and meditation, all these that integrate you, including even how we talk about pain, noticing your primary sensations that get modulated and expanding those even, so that they're not just totally minimized by everydayness of life. But when our heart is right, both with vertically and with God, that it does fundamentally change how you behave, right? And if you're talking about being and you're trying to do things, number one, people are typically much more creative. They're much more connection-oriented. They see connections in things. They see opportunities. Your senses typically are opened up, so you sense more. You're calmer and more relaxed. A lot of why we can't get things done is because we're not calm, and so we're we're awake enough, but we're not focused. And so we're like jumping all over, and everything feels like it needs to get done. And you felt like you did a lot, and then it turns out you didn't get much done because you were switching. You spent all your time switching between things and not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
And so it feels like you're doing stuff still. Switching is doing, but it's not effective doing because it's not actually, no actual production that helps you in any way in your life actually happens when you switch. The switch is like an off-ramp onto the highway of focus. So your greatest creativity requires some sustained focus. The big things that you do in life, all that. And so it does seem like you need to be calm and relaxed, and also that's driven by these emotions of gratitude. And what are you telling your body when you're full of gratefulness? You probably are telling God something, but you're also telling your body it's safe and God's got me. It's okay. Everything's okay. And if you're in love, you have a relationship that protects you, right? You have someone that's going to deal with things in life. And so it's fundamentally different the way you think. And oftentimes you'll just spontaneously experience like, oh, I know the answer to my problem now after you do these things. It's just the way it is, So it's a big deal. It seems to almost have a field that causes every cell in your body. So your cells communicate via chemical. They communicate via light, and they receive and send like a radio, like it's fiber optics. They communicate via electrical waves, which is one of the reasons why you have to be a little careful because there's rhythms and waves all around you. Some of them may not sync well with your cells or cause your cells to behave optimally. But there's all these communications that all your cells have. Your body even syncs up with the bacteria in your body. Those communications happen via certain bodies sending certain signals. Certain bacteria in your body, in your gut, will send certain signals to calm you down. They've actually done double-blind studies where they gave certain types of lactobacillus, like the stuff that the good bacteria, pills, and it was more powerful in calming people down than a placebo, and also than a typical antidepressant. I forgot which one it was. And so we're in this world, all of our bodies communicating with each other, and when your heart comes on, it has this syncing effect of where everything starts to, even your brain starts to function. You can have traumatic brain injuries where one part of your body is completely asleep and others double the normal speed of normal wakefulness. But that's not typically very productive. You'll be awake kind of, but something will seem wrong, Your heart coming on can help sync the different parts of your brain. It can also sync between your brain and your body. It starts to make everything function at the same level, which is really what you want. That's how you become wholer in terms of whole brain thinking, being more creative. You want both pictures and you want logic and all of that, right and left, top and bottom, the feelings and the ideas and thoughts, when they all work together. So anyways, let's go ahead and take this assessment.